She was her city's first female mayor. Now she's been found guilty of having sex with a minor. Her own children telling authorities they saw their mom being inappropriate with a 16-year-old at a pool party. Here's Ann Mercogliano.
She's the glamorous mayor just convicted of having sex with her son's 16-year-old best friend at an alcohol-fueled pool party. Mayor Misty was accused of plying teens with alcohol while wearing only a bikini. KPLC TV reporter Devin Cruz covered every day of the sensational trial. The mayor was seen in a bikini, giving alcohol to minors.
She was seen in a bikini, and several witnesses testified that Miss Roberts or Misty Roberts had gotten the alcohol for the kids and had stocked a fridge. They were by the pool and they began kissing.
Then they went inside the mayor's home. Her own 16-year-old son told investigators that he saw his mother having sex with his friend through the window and that kids at the party had video. Court testimony revealed the mayor's younger daughter was crying at the party and asking people to go and make the victim and the defendant stop. The next day, the victim's mom learned about the sexual encounter and feared a possible pregnancy, texting the mayor, "Out of respect for both our families, can you assure me that you can't be pregnant?" "Yes," responded the mayor, stating that she was on birth control. There was also testimony from a DoorDash delivery driver who said that he received an order from the mayor for the morning after abortion pill to be delivered to her doorstep after the party. Jurors began to deliberate last night, and it took them less than an hour to deliver the verdict. The unanimous verdict: guilty of carnal knowledge of a juvenile and indecent behavior with a juvenile.
She did become very emotional and she began crying.
Before the mayor's arrest, she had promised to always lead the city of DeRidder with her heart.
I might not look like or feel like or speak like every other mayor in America, but I am a mayor that will always be who I am, and I will lead the city with my heart.
The mayor resigned from office just days before her arrest.
Nah, don't start crying now. Don't start crying now, Mrs. Ex-Mayor. Nah, don't start crying now. You wasn't thinking like that when you came out there wearing a bikini, acting like a whore in front of your son. Even your own son ratted you out. You had sex with one of your son's friends, with a 16-year-old at a pool party, wearing a bikini? I guess because this woman thought because she's the mayor, she thought nobody wasn't going to go back and rat on her. What's wrong, woman? Is your husband, if she's married or not, your husband ain't giving you enough attention or something like that? I mean, what's going on? What's going on with you ladies out there? And I gotta say, that's gotta be the luckiest teenager of all times, scoring that touchdown with the mayor. He's gotta be the luckiest kid of all time. That kid gonna brag about that for a very long time. As long as he living, he said, "Hey, I banged one of my best friends, and she was the mayor. I banged the mayor of our town," and stuff like that. You know, that kid is going to be very confident now. But your own son ratted you out, though. You embarrassed your own son, though. You literally embarrassed your own son by doing that, by being a whore. And what were you doing at a pool party anyway? Was it a family pool party? And that's the thing, though. I don't know if it was a family pool party or not, but if it was just a regular pool party for kids, then why were you there? Why were you there? And if it is a family pool party, why was you dressing like that? You mean to tell me that you couldn't get none from a grown man? You mean to tell me that you couldn't get none from your husband? Or I say you don't want no more for our grown adults out there. I guess the guy that you're probably with probably don't have enough energy to impress you in the bed, though. So what? You decide to just lower yourself down and messing with a minor? Oh, I'm a mayor. I don't care. You know, I'm the mayor. I'm untouchable. Yeah. You know exactly what you was doing, woman. You wanted to be an attention whore. You know, that's the thing, though, man. I don't understand why people that's in their 30s, in their 40s, or in their 50s, they like to go to these young people's party. Like, you look freaking ridiculous. Like, I see it in real life. Sometimes I'll see a person that's in their 30s and 40s standing there smoking weed with a bunch of teenagers. Like, bro, you look stupid. You look stupid standing around, especially when you're 30 or 40 years old and you're standing around with a bunch of teenagers smoking weed and drinking beer with them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't seem to have no idea how ridiculous you look when you stand in that crowd, especially when you're in your 30s and 40s and 50s. You look ridiculous. standing in that crowd with a bunch of kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't have no shame in their game. Like, goddamn, you're in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, goddamn, go with somebody that's your age. What in the world, boy? You know, if that was my mother and she showed up at the pool party like that, me and my mother would have had a falling out for that. I don't care if my mom would have got mad at me. Oh, I'm grown, son. I can do what the hell I want to do. But yeah, mom, you dressing like that in front of my friends. They looking at you like they want to smash, like they want to sleep with you. How you think that make me look, ma? Like, what the hell, ma? What you doing? You making me look bad. You gonna make everybody in school pick on me. Everybody in my high school gonna say how much of an attention whore you are by dressing like that in front of my friends. And you know my friends are gonna go back to school and brag about how he banged his best friend's mother and everything like that. You know how that's gonna make me look? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's wrong with you parents nowadays, boy. Come on now. I mean, come on. Why in the world would I want to, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind being there for my kids. You know, if my kids is having a party, like a birthday party, you know, if I had a son or daughter, yes, I would be there for my son and daughter's birthday party. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm not going to show out like that and walk around with my penis hanging out in front of his female friends, his teenager female friends. I'm not going to embarrass my son like that, trying to holler at his female friends. And, you know, so I'm not going to do my son like that because, for one, man, kids nowadays will go back and tell on your ass. They'll go back and tell on you. It's no different than these stupid school teachers that sleep with these students. It's no different than that. You know, these school teachers thinking that these kids are going to sit there and keep it a top secret. And then these kids, they go back and they go brag about, they brag it to their friends. Hey, I slept with my school teacher. She was hot in the bed and we laid in the bed together. Yes, teenagers, they're going to go back and brag about that to one friend to another. And the next thing you know, the entire school knows about it. And the next thing you know, it gets into the teachers' ears. You know, the other teachers' ears. It gets into the assistant principal's ears. And now they're going to investigate you and question you and say, like, you know, why is everybody in school saying that you slept with this student, sir or ma'am? Like, I'm hearing rumors about that. And then they comes to find out it be 100% true about the allegations, though. See, me, I'd rather drink with somebody that's my age. If I'm gonna have a party, if I'm gonna go out and have a party, I'm gonna have a party with somebody that's in my age range. You feel what I'm saying? But there's a lot of stupid people out there that's in their 30s and 40s and 50s that don't want to go to parties of their own age. They rather just go to people that's, like I said, go to kids' party that's around 16 or 17 years old, and they'll look at you and be like, who this old motherfucker right here? You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to look at you funny, especially when you're in your 30s and 40s and you go into a teenager party. They're all going to look at you funny and be like, what his old ass doing in here? What her old ass doing up in here? Like, woman, if you don't get your old ass up out of here and go to a party that's restricted of your own age. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's going to be some kids out there. They're going to look at these older people and be like, oh, okay, we got somebody that's in their 30s and 40s. Let's see if anybody's lucky enough to get with. You know, that's, you know, when I was a teenager, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to get with older women too. I did. I mean, we all did as teenagers. I mean, come on now. We was all teenagers. We all wanted to get with someone that's older than us, especially if they're attracted to us. Because I've seen some older women out there that was very attractive when I was a teenager. And I'm sure that y'all seen somebody out there that was older than y'all and they was very attractive and y'all wish y'all could be with and everything like that. But it doesn't happen though. It doesn't happen. Sometimes you might get lucky and get with somebody that's in your 30s and 40s, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a teenager. Sometimes you might get lucky with that. But, you know, apparently this kid got lucky with it though. But yeah, this woman right here sitting here crying about it. I mean, this is embarrassing right here. This is embarrassing. You going out there wearing a freaking bikini like nobody wasn't gonna pull out their phone and record you. A bunch of teenagers. You doing that in front of a bunch of teenagers. Drinking with a bunch of teenagers. Like, I don't understand adults like that. They rather drink with teenagers than to drink with somebody their own age, though. But that just goes to show that they don't get the attention that they think they don't get because their husband ain't giving them enough attention, or their husband's probably mean to them and probably don't. You know what I'm saying? Their husband probably spent too much time working instead of spending time with a woman. You know, some of these women out there, they getting their feelings about that. They're getting their feelings that the man ain't really giving them none, or the man's probably getting on her nerves, or you know, some women do things out of spite and want to just go with somebody younger that won't turn them down. I'm like, good God, woman, you that damn lonely to bring yourself down low to that level, and you sitting there trying to hurt yourself and everything like that. I mean, if you was my mother, I wouldn't even have nothing to do with you. I wouldn't have nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you embarrass me. You know what I'm saying? I probably might go at my friend too, especially he's gonna go around school bragging about it, telling everybody how much he laid in the bed with his mother and everything like that. Like I said, you embarrass your own son. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes, man, you can't always bring your friends. You can't always bring your friends. Now, it used to be where you can't always bring your friends around your parents. You know, back in my day, it wasn't a big thing. You know what I'm saying? You can bring, you know, when I used to hang with my friends in real life, yes, I would go to their house and chill with them, play video games with them and stuff like that, and look at their mom, stuff like that. But, you know, it never crossed my mind of me wanting to sleep with my homeboy's mother. You know, that never come across my mind. But nowadays, you kids out there got to be careful who you bring your friends around your parents now, because not, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's bad enough that you don't want to keep bringing your friends around your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not good to always bring your friends around your girlfriend all the time, because you don't know if they just coming to chill with you or they just really there just to see your girlfriend. But nowadays, you got to worry about them trying to bang your own mother. You know what I'm saying? You got to worry about some stuff like that, but you would never think that your own parents would do that, though. And you look at Facebook nowadays, you see a lot of parents on Facebook doing too much on Facebook now, doing too much twerking. And these are supposed to be parents. These are parents that goes on Facebook and Instagram looking like street whores, dressing in certain ways, and they got kids that go to school. Just imagine what their kids got to go through when they own friends see their parents on Facebook twerking and dressing like whores and everything like that. That's going to reflect on your kids going to school. Like, some of these parents don't realize that they be doing too much, especially if you're a parent. If you're a parent and you on Facebook and Instagram and you're being a social media attention whore and you're doing too much on the internet, how you think that's going to reflect on your kids when they go to school? That's how they're going to get bullied. Now you got to worry about your friends saying like, hey, man, I saw your mom on Facebook, bro. Yo, your mom was twerking, man. Yo, your mom's fine as hell. Like, man, you don't want to hear that coming from your friend. You don't want one of your homeboys coming up to you telling you that your mama look fine, or you know what I'm saying? You don't want none of your friends coming up to you, approaching you like that, saying that they want to bang your mom because your mom looks sexy on Facebook. You don't want to hear that shit from one of your homeboys. But that's what is going on nowadays, today's generation now. Because, you know, these parents out there, they be doing too much on social media. They be doing way too goddamn much. I'd be more mad at my parents than anything. Saying like, you know what I'm saying, mom, mom, dad, y'all like in y'all 30s and 40s now. Don't you think it's about time to fucking grow up now? How you think that's going to reflect on me when I go to school and they see y'all on Facebook flexing and doing all these types of things? How you think that's going to reflect on me? That's how kids get bullied. That's how kids get bullied, because they're going to say something smart. They're going to say something about, oh, yeah, that's why your mama's a Facebook whore. Your mama's a Facebook, Instagram, or attention whore. That's going to increase bullyingness in school, if y'all get what I'm saying. So, yeah, this woman right here is just an idiot. Just a straight up idiot right here. Woman, if you're that lonely, that bad, if you want attention that freaking bad, you the mayor, you could have went to a bar somewhere. You mean to tell me that not one man in this world doesn't want you? Shaking my head, this woman. Now you're going to be labeled as a pedophile now. Pathetic, boy, pathetic. Anyway, y'all, that's all I want to say about this woman. Peace.